Good evening, family and friends. Welcome back for another episode. Thank y'all for tuning in again. I really appreciate it as always. Thank y'all for showing up and continuing to show up. Welcome to all the new subscribers. I never thought I'd be saying that, but I got a bunch of new subscribers and I appreciate that. Y'all are welcome to join the family. Thank y'all. Now this first, my bad. Today is Monday, first day of the weight loss challenge for those who gonna participate. Disclaimer: do not do any exercise or diet program before talking to your doctor. I am not responsible for any bad health issues you may have. This is not intended to treat, diagnose, or cure any illnesses. Got it? So don't come trying to sue me because you seeing 4 people standing in front of you and there's only one person standing there. Don't come to me with that. See your doctor first before you exercise. Make sure you're healthy. If you're in bad health, sometimes exercise will make it worse. Make sure you're healthy enough for exercise. After you've done that, then come back. If you've already done that, then here's today's routine. Minimum 15 minutes of cardio for somebody who's just in terrible shape, ain't exercised since they was in PE in the 3rd grade. You do 15 minutes. Everybody else that's beginning, you're going to do 30 minutes of cardio today. Whether it be on a treadmill or walking around your block. 30 minutes. Nice pace walk. Stretch out real good. I hope y'all been drinking plenty of water today. Water every day. Increase your intake, not 1 or 2 bottles, but about a half a gallon minimum a day throughout the day. Here's mine. This is a gallon. Y'all see where it is now? This is where I've knocked it down today. I'll drink the rest tomorrow. Lord willing, the creek don't rise. So I ain't just telling y'all something I don't do. Yeah, you gonna pee. That's a good thing. So, you don't want your pee looking like Tweety Bird. Fire yellow. Well, not fire yellow. High yellow. So, that's the basics of what we starting off with. We easing on into this thing. You ain't worried about no lifting weights right now. I'll get to that later. We're going to ease on into getting your body used to moving. And like I said, this is for beginners, absolute beginners. Not somebody who's been doing it for a few months. Just for somebody who ain't did it at all. Or they did it for a little while, but they quit, gave up, no motivation. This is for y'all. After I make this video, I'm heading to the gym and get my little bit in. So I ain't just running my mouth. We're going to do this together. So this is day 1. 15 minutes cardio, walking, for those who are in horrible shape. Everybody else, 30 minutes. Drink plenty of water and don't eat nothing else 3 hours before you lay down. So whatever time you're plan on going to bed, cut the eating off 3 hours before then. Got it? That's the simple routine for right now. We're going to amp it up later. But day 1, getting started. This, not to the topic. It's about a rapper by the name of BG. And a lot of y'all might be, who the hell BG is? But the youngsters, this message intended for the youngsters. They know who BG is. Baby gangster, whatever you want to call it. The hot boy. They know who he is. And this message is for them. You growing up can get some out of it too. This ain't celebrity gossip. I don't do celebrity gossip. But if I see a celebrity doing something where I can get a teachable moment out of, I'll talk about that celebrity. That's what this is. He just got out of prison after doing like 14, 15 years straight. Right? Keeping it real. He ain't snitch on nobody, none of that. He just did his time. Okay? Cool. He got out. So he been doing the right thing since he been out. Trying to, he's a rapper. So that's what he do for a living, which is rap, right? Well, he got arrested again. And guess what he did? Went to work. That's it. His job. He got arrested for doing his job. How you get arrested for doing his job, big boy? I'm glad you asked. Because of mistakes he made in his past when he was younger, getting caught up in that system. Once you get caught up in that system, you're done for the rest of your life. That was this message about. But let me get on to what happened to him. Because of mistakes he made and bad choices he made when he was young, because he's still young. So he was 15, 16 years old, making these bad decisions, catching felonies, whatever, end up going to prison. Because of that, even though you can pay your debt to society, you're free. Now you're trying to do the right thing and walk the straight and narrow. You get arrested for doing your job. His job happened to be a rapper. But the problem is, he did a show with Lil Boosie, who's another rapper. Rappers do shows together. That's their job. It's like two co-workers, right? Problem is, Boosie is a felon, and somehow BG, some loophole, I'm gonna get to that in a minute, where he can't be around felon. You know, a felon is supposed to be around felon. His lawyer gonna eat that up. It's just the fact that he got to go through this because of the mistakes he made in his past. He's at work. No, he's not supposed to be around felon when you just ride around chilling, hanging out, smoking, getting loaded, breaking the law, guns all around. No, you're supposed to be around felons if you're a convicted felon. Then say you can't work with them. You got to go to work. How many jobs? It's felon on every job. Just about. They're not going on them jobs, the rest of them people. This is about he make too much money. They don't want him to bounce back up coming from where he came from. He make too much money. He rapping, making a lot of money. That's the problem. Not that he's around other felons. He's at work. I'm not a felon, but you go to any construction site, any other job, you're going to see felons that working amongst each other. So what they got to do, go arrest all of them because they want to be around a felon? Right. The man was at work. He's a rapper. He's working. They know where he is. They can see him playing today. He ain't out the country. He on stage in front of all these people doing his job. He got to make a living. He's not hanging out with Boosie and other fellas. He going to work, show over, go home. Same way anybody else do. Go to work, get out work, go home. If you're a convicted felon and you happen to be working on a job, construction site, warehouse, wherever, there's other felons in there working with you, right? Did your PO, correction officer, or what you call them for, parole officer say, well, you can't work at Amazon because they got other felons working there? No, they do not. Because it's not illegal. They just exercising what I call legal discrimination. Legal Jim Crow. Now, big boy, discrimination is illegal. Slavery was abolished. Slavery is illegal. Not so fast, my friend. That's why this video I'm talking about, telling you youngsters, stop volunteering to be a slave. Stop volunteering to be discriminated against legally. We have provisions and amendments in our law that abolish, in our Constitution that abolish slavery. True. But there's an exception. Except for doing time prison. Now you're a slave again. It's legally, that's the only time in America where slavery is legal. It's still considered slavery. And it's legal. Other than that, in the United States, slavery is abolished except in matters affecting paying your debt back to society, prison. Slavery is still legal. Only difference is it's not forced labor. You got to volunteer for it. What I mean by volunteer, you got to do something, break the law in order for them to take your rights. You giving them your rights. They're not taking them from you. You got rights now, but you volunteering and handing them over here. Take my rights from me. I don't want them. I don't need them. I don't want to be able to go where I want to go when I want to go. I don't want to be able to work where I want to work. I don't want to be able to carry a firearm. I don't want to be able to vote. I don't want to do none of that. Here, take this from me. Because I'm mad right now. I got pissed off and shot somebody. I was broke instead of working. I just went robbed the store instead. It was easier. Or in my case, through the grace of God, I didn't get caught. I'm going to be out here slinging them things. Because I don't want to work. I'm too lazy to work. So, I catch a felony, now I'm a slave for life. Now they can discriminate against you legally for life. They telling BG he can't be around these people. That's discrimination. But it's legal. Because you gave your rights away. Young people, young men, young women, some of you old fools too, don't volunteer to be a slave. Don't volunteer for Jim Crow. Don't volunteer. You remember Jim Crow, where a certain race of people, a certain group of people couldn't vote, couldn't drink out of this water fountain, couldn't go in this building. Convicted felon, can't go in this building, can't be around these people. See the correlation, whatever you call it, where it's equal, same thing. Slavery / penitentiary, prison, caught up in the justice system, still legal, per the Constitution. Slavery was abolished in all areas except when it came down to paying a debt to society for breaking the law, a crime. Who do you see filling up the penitentiaries? Us, the majority. Who were the majority of slaves here? Us. Who's the majority of people in prison in America? Us. And change coming over here. But now, we volunteering going in. Volunteering. They ain't making you break the law. You volunteering to be a slave, young man. BG volunteered. I know his circumstance, his background, blah, 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 blah. I get that. But it was he's still going through what he's going through based on choices he made in the past. Knowing this system, but he probably young, they don't be understanding, don't get it. But for y'all who ain't got there yet, who ain't been caught up yet in that system, that never-ending system that you never get out of, it's too late for BG and any other fella that's already convicted. I'm talking about you youngsters that's thinking about going to do something stupid and becoming a convicted felon. Before you become that, this is what you're going to be facing. You will be forever a slave by your own volunteering. You will choose to become a slave. Unlike our ancestors that was whipped and beaten and brought over in chains against their will. You don't have that. You can't say that. It wasn't against your will. You volunteered for it. But slavery, by any other name, is still slavery. If you're in the penitentiary, you're a slave. If you're on parole, probation, you're being discriminated against legally. You can't go where the other citizens can go. You can't be where other citizens can be. I can be around somebody with a gun. I can be around a felon. You can't if you're a felon. They can discriminate against you. They can't do it against me. Even though I've done things and just happened to not get caught, like a lot of people watching this video that might judge you or whatever, they just didn't get caught. So now I'm telling y'all as young men, instead of trying not to get caught, just don't do it. Don't break the law. Don't put your, big boy, you did it. That's how I know to tell your ass not to do it. Don't break the law, man. If I had made one decision different from what I made, I wouldn't be in this truck. I wouldn't be allowed to. A lot of jobs you can't get because you're a convicted felon. Get what that is? Discrimination. Legal discrimination. Legal discrimination. Because of something you did 20 years ago, they can legally turn you down for a job you qualify for just because of a decision you made in 1987. It's 2024. You still paying for it. BG still paying for it. He did his time. Get out. Still got to deal with the legal discrimination. He can't go to work. He can't work around. He can't do his job with somebody because they done been in trouble too. They ain't out robbing banks. Ain't even getting high. They on stage doing their job, which is performers, actors, musicians. They all act too. They, it's all entertainment. You can't do that no more because you put yourself in a situation to be legally discriminated against, legally a slave in America when slavery was abolished, except for when you volunteer to be one. You can volunteer to be a slave. You can't be forced to be one. Slavery still lives in America. It's called the correctional system. Not just the penitentiary, but the system itself. Slavery still exists in America. From the penitentiary on when you get out to parole and probation, you're still a slave and you're still under Jim Crow. Don't volunteer for that. You got to volunteer for it. Ain't nobody making you do it. That's why this video, that's why I'm telling y'all, stop volunteering. We ain't making no excuses. Oh, poor you a victim. No, we ain't doing victim. That's why I say you're volunteering for it. Because we know already it's there for you when you mess up. If you don't mess up, you ain't got to worry about it. Except those rare cases where they convict an innocent person. That's not the norm. Usually the people that convict did it. And they chose to do it. So I'm telling y'all, young men, and whoever else might be thinking about doing something where you're going to end up volunteering to be a slave, just know that's what you getting into. You telling them people you don't want to be free no more. You don't like freedom. You don't like being protected by the law against discrimination. Now you want to be able, you're asking them folks, will y'all please discriminate against me legally? And I have no recourse because of a choice I made. I can't get nobody to help me fight against this discrimination that's plain and simple. It's right there, it's discrimination, but it ain't because it's legal, it's the law. They can legally do it. It's your choice, young man. Give me liberty or give me death. Freedom over captivity. Your choice. Don't volunteer to be a slave. Obey the law. Get it, got it, good. Bye.